Caitlyn, as you digest what happened today, what things need to kind of move forward with this team so you can kind of be on the other side, but also start building here the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we came out and had a really hot start, and I think the big thing for us is maintaining that throughout the game. Just looking at the scoring by periods, I think the second quarter was kind of a tough spot for us, so just trying to be consistent. And I know the turnovers we've been working on, and, we take accountability for that, and we just got to keep growing. But I think, the difference today is we showed that we have the fight in us, and we just got to keep displaying that and showing that, we can play with these teams.
Did you feel like you could have the success down low against Holmes that you had today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Mackenzie Holmes is an amazing player, and I think we had a really good defensive plan for her, and one of our goals was just to attack her and see if we could get her in foul trouble, and then just keep going at her. And, I mean, that was one of my goals, and I think Rashunda also did a really good job of kind of going at her. But, yeah, she's a great player, but I think it was a fun battle down in the post.
Rashunda, just talk about kind of the no fear that you had today and in other games this year too, but to be on the attack the way that you were today, how do you make sure that carries over now into the next week and the next few games?
Just staying confident, just knowing that my team has my back, good or bad. Coaches, they don't see me as like a regular freshman, like, oh, we're just going to sit you in a corner like most teams do or something like that. I'm here to help this team win. I'm here to bring the energy and bring everything. So going into this game, I didn't want to fear anything or look scared or be anything, because then that's how you'll come out playing. You'll come out playing timid if you're scared. So I just came out and I just thought attack, attack, attack.
I know this comes at a loss, but that moment at the end of the third quarter when you got the ball from Abby and threw it, I mean, just kind of what's that moment? What could that moment mean for you kind of for the rest of the year?
It just means a lot. It just shows, like I said, it shows not only me but the team, like how far we can get, like if we play together. Because like I probably wouldn't even have gotten that shot off if I didn't call Abby's name. So I just think if we just play together and just continue to do that, we'll be fine.
Caitlyn, one of the things that Coach talked about previously was the second quarter lows. Why did you feel like that second quarter specifically is where you tend to struggle a little bit, you think?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not quite sure. I think in this game specifically, we came out with a really hot start, and I think, the crowd kind of helped with that. We were kind of all feeding off each other, and then they kind of went on a run, and, I mean, we lost the second quarter 17-8. So, I mean, I think that's just an area that we can continue to grow in and focus on that in the games going forward, knowing that we have to make that push before halftime as well.
Why do you feel like it was so hard to adjust to their ball movement? I mean, on one hand, you were doing a good job getting in help, doubling down low, but then on the other hand, it was that switch, and Indiana kind of showed any space and they can hit. But why do you feel like that was the struggle? Where do you think you could have grown as far as that area?
Yeah, I think they just had 5 people on the court at all times that were capable of making plays and making those shots. So, one possession we could have a really hard trap on Holmes, and she could struggle getting the ball out, but at the same time there's 4 capable shooters around her at all times. So we just got to scramble out of those situations, and sometimes we do well in them and sometimes they hit shots.
Rashunda, seeing your coach as animated as she was after that and one where she was raising up her hands, I mean, for you as a player, what's the vibe right now, just with the locker room and just sort of the vibe right now, even after a game where you played well, just a little shorter end?
We just have to, like I said, like we played well, but we didn't win. So like we're trying to win. So like whether I play good or bad, like at the end of the day, it feels good, but like the end goal is to win. And I think I told like Coach KG, like I was planning on it. I was just like, she was like, when you get an M1, look at me. And that's what I did the second time I got it. And I was just like, yeah. So, but I just think if we just continue to play together and just continue to keep our focus on the main goal, which is to win. That is what makes everything come together.
Do you come away from this game thinking, a little bit discouraged the fact that it was still a loss, or are you kind of looking at this as, something that you can build off of, sort of like that fourth quarter when you went on a run against Penn State?
Definitely something that we can build off of. Like we showed everybody in that in the stadium and ourselves and our coaches that we can compete. Like Caitlyn said, we can still compete. We can win. Like Indiana's tough, 15-2, and the fact that we were only down, we only lost by 6, a couple free throws and a couple layups could have fixed that. So we're still in this.
Hey, Caitlyn, right over here. You mentioned packing down the paint on McKenzie, and you guys had a hard time cutting back to cut off their three-point shooters. Where do you and Rashunda look at this team as how you're going to improve that part of your game?
Yeah, I mean, Indiana's obviously tough. Like Mackenzie Holmes, one of the best post players in the country. So you kind of have to pay a little more attention to her. And then, on the backside, you just got to scramble out on shooters and do what you can to contest shots. So I think we'll continue to get better at it. I think we showed glimpses of times where, we forced them into turnovers. We forced them into contested shots. So there were definitely good moments in that, but there were definitely times that we can improve as well.
Rashunda over here. Back here, sorry. You had 3 plays today where the 2-and-1s and the 3 where Mackey was riled up on their feet screaming. How's it feel as a freshman to get the crowd so riled up for yourself?
It felt really good. Just playing in front of that many people, it always feels good to play in Mackey with that many people. And I've only played there twice, and that's Iowa and Indiana, where the crowd is almost sold out. And so it felt really good just to know that the crowd has our back too. And I come from a high school where it was always packed and make big plays, and they rumble and tumble and everything. So it felt really good.